Well, hello everyone. Hey world. I'm doing a very special, another version of MTV CRIBS. I did one of these when I was in the hotel room over there in the summer, and I did one when I was at home in 2020. We are at the Lucky You Motel, and when I first saw this place, I was so excited because it's the best one of the minority-owned business motels where you have to stay. It's the only option, and this is the best one. It really is. This one says Lucky You Motel. That sign, it looks so pretty at night, and I can't get you over there to it. But it's an old. This whole place was probably built in like the 40s, 50s maybe. It's probably originally called Lucky You, and it's in the shape of a shamrock. Probably it was owned by Irish immigrants. Today it's owned by Asian people, and they clean and they're polite, and they don't tolerate a whole bunch of nonsense in here. And I am just so happy to be here. I really am. So let me show you. This is going to be a wacky and wild, more wonderful tour of room 206. So now you know where I'm at. I'm in room 206 at the Lucky You Motel. So, come help. I will say, if you don't know who Sarah McLachlan is, she did write that song about a cold, dark hotel room. And even my mother, you should remember who that is, because he played that song in Arms of an Angel as you were writing checks to your divorce attorney. And if you don't know who Barbara Ehrenreich is, it's because you weren't the class of 2008 at Yale University. I'm the class of 2009 because I'm the best. I worked at the library. I read Barbara Ehrenreich's book, Freshman Required Reading, where she was a journalist and she went to a motel like this, and she wasn't even homeless. She just worked minimum wage jobs back during the Bush administration when things were like way better. And she then went to Yale University and was like, basically had a historic complaint event where she got an award after complaining to all them entitled kids. And then, you know, that was years before I went homeless and went to Yale University and got kicked out because my dad went to January 6th. But, if you don't know who Jeanette Walls is, she ain't here either. She sends her best, I'm sure. Hey, Jeanette, today's Thursday, December 28, 2023. I can't wait to meet you. Jeanette Walls wrote the book Glass Castle, became a movie. And she... Oh, someone have the camera now. She is from McDowell County. She wrote a #1 New York Times bestseller. So, I just imitate. I duplicate. So here is the grand, I don't know, 200 square foot apartment, hotel room. This is an old hotel room, but it is very, very, I'm really happy to be here. I really sincerely am. Let me show you the whole room here. So we have DirecTV. I didn't even turn this thing on, but thank God it's DirecTV. We have, I guess we can go right about now. So I have coats. I've got this coat, and then there's like a pre-coat. It's like a 2-piece coat. My friend Josh gave it to me. I'm so glad I have it. My friend Kurt gave me this coat, which this is the coat I wear more often. And I'm just so glad I have, like, I've got basically three coats. And I can wear them all at the same time. Sometimes I have to. Here is my grab-and-go bag. This is like the emergency, like if I just need to go bag. What's in there? Toothbrushes, deodorant, one emergency cigarette, a t-shirt. And then over here is my charging station. I'm charging, so I'm here till January 10th. I don't have any plans to leave, go on any unnecessary excursions today because I'm working from home. I'm homeless. This is not really home, but it is till January 10th, and I'm so, like, I can close that door, I can lock a door, I have a key. I have my keys with me. It is so great to be able to have this. Do you know what it feels like when you actually turn this into your apartment leasing office, and then you board a Greyhound, and you're like, well, I don't know when I'll have keys again. That was just like the very first, before I even got to Elon or anything. So I have my charging stations, and there's a thing called Karma, and like, I gave a phone to somebody who needed one, a real bad one. And I even have a backup phone. This is a very bad Android with a messed up screen, but there is an app. Like, why do I even carry this around? Because it is very bad. But I'm charging it, well, because it's going to be more useful charged, even though you can't really see the screen when it turns on. There is an app that this might allow somebody, I'm not going to probably use this, but I'll carry it with me. It might allow somebody, if they're stuck in the snow, have money on an Uber, but they can get some sort of battery or power from that. It might be a way they will save their life. Really could be. So we're charging that because we just never know. This hotel's been here for over like 50 years. Today could be the day it burns down. You have to be, we don't have farmer's insurance when you're homeless. You ain't none of that. I worked for John Hancock. Took an $8,000 pay cut after I was #1 in the country. My Elon University's very own Dr. Carol Smith laid me off, and Freddie Lee Heath at Wake County Public Schools became National Dance Teacher of the Year, and I survived the Me Too movement. And they're all going to be in the book. They're going to be very excited to pay for it. This is a candle. This is Mountain Holly flavor. It smells really good. Stevie gave me a candle. He overnighted me thermal underwear, and he sent me this, or a candle, and we got it mixed up. Stevie, I don't know which candle you sent me, but me and Josh really didn't. We really appreciate it. Send me another candle. And Stevie also sent me, Stevie's my first love, man of my dreams of all time. Stevie sent me this pepper spray, which is in this gadget contraption where you wear it in your jacket pocket. And I know it's here if I needed to protect myself and get it out of this plastic. Stevie's gonna trade me on this. Stevie loves me, and then he gets mad at me, and he loves me, and I'm just like, I just ended up telling his kids that are 1 and 2 years younger than me, I love your crazy dad. I always will. And they know it. They think I'm crazy too. It all works out. I've got my gloves. Josh gave me these gloves. It's great. And here, they didn't really think of like, we'll go into that section later, but like, they forgot the closet or whatever. So we have this wardrobe, which is decorated with I'm sexy and I know it, Donald Trump stripper thing. So here is like all the stuff I have. Chapsticks, very important for your lips and in good shape when you're homeless, because you just never know. Romance can be in the air when you have nowhere to sleep. Sometimes, and sometimes you just need to keep your lips in good shape. I have like 1 drop left in my eye drops. Then I have all the medications to keep me alive. These are my crazy pills because I'm bipolar. I had to survive. We won't get into what all causes bipolar, but it is something that you survive parents like I have. This is my HIV medication, and if I don't have that, I can just drop dead. Eventually, this is my lidocaine because I'm still young, but I'm hurting all over. Like, I'm 85 years old, and I put this on after my bubble bath, which we'll get to. And then this is just for plain old muscle spasms or, you know, more muscle. When I got kidnapped, did the kidnappers take all this? Oh, of course they did. And then I went to police station in Huntington, and I was like, I need to report crime. Then we're about to close, honey. It's 5 o'clock on Friday. I was like, well, crime could still happen. And I was like, don't you care about me? And she's like, well, I hate that it sounds like that, but like, that's just West Virginia. So we're still waiting on Joe Meach to call me back. Who's a senator? We're seriously considering him a senator still, for whatever reason. Here's some clothes. This is like my going to get a job shirt. And this is a shirt I wear a lot. Kurt gave me. This one Josh gave me. Here we have just basic toiletries. This, you know, facial toner to just keep your lips good. And everybody's saying I'm looking good these days. And I'm just like, well, you know, I'm an 80s Mercedes, honey. Like, what'd you think? My mom, when I was here last time, she said that my looks were failing. And I'm like, well, you tend to lose your mind. Anyway, let's go over. I like to do these videos, what's in Nate's wallet? Because you see them Capital One commercials and you're like, you know what? I don't have a home. I've been robbed 10 times. I don't have a wallet. And maybe Capital One should help. In my wallet, I have $8. And I have, like, so many bus tickets you would not believe, because I just use my bus tickets wisely, and I keep them, and I save them. And I actually been trying to give them out, and people are like, no, you keep your bus ticket. Like, other homeless people are like, no, you keep it. I have my ID. It's supposed to be a driver's license. They messed up on the voucher at the voucher place. Wasn't my fault. I have to now get on a scooter and risk my life to go get a voucher to take to the DMV on a scooter to get this stupid thing mailed to me that I already had. What of being homeless is just getting back what you already had. I've replaced this ID 10 times. Which is like a big cause for like not even knowing where you're going to stay night to night, but like having the ID and replacing it 10 times, waiting for it to come in the mail and everything. And it's just like your whole family's just like in your university, and you know, the delegate that was your mom's divorce attorney and Senator Manchin and all the people that should be caring about the fact that my dad's sleeping with a 7-year-old boy don't even realize what I've already went through. But now they do. And once this video comes up, honey, it ain't never going down. Then I just have our clothes. I have another pair of shoes. I'm looking to have boots, that Kurt gave me. My former friend, Michelle Fry, who is still married to a Grand Mason, made money on my family when they sold the first home I ever lived in to them. The people that I went to and said, first, my dad's sleeping with a 7-year-old boy. I need help with this, and I'm homeless. Like, can you help, please? Please. They're from my hometown. We actually live in the same home. Their dad coached soccer forever, and I'm like, well, how about that? All them soccer coaching days, and like the fact my dad's sleeping with a 7-year-old boy. Can you? And well, Michelle said she was gonna send me snowboats. She never did. She's a boomer. Here's the bed. The bed is very comfortable. And like last night when I got in here, you know, closed the windows and closed the locked door, and it was just, you can't turn, there's not a thermostat in here. We've got our Donald Trump sexy and I know it sticker. We got DirecTV, which I guess works. I hadn't turned it on. But this bed is, it's just like, it's not somebody else's bed. These pillows, it's like I'm not homeless. I mean, this old motel that ain't, you know, the Hyatt, but this is a very, like, in Denver, this place is just kind of like, you need rest. You need them Asian people to take care of you, because the Arab people are mean and the Mexicans don't clean. This pillow is a good pillow. And I know, like, you might be a back sleeper or a side sleeper. Well, guess what? When you're homeless, like, you just don't have a pillow anymore. And, like, people don't care that you're homeless. And they're just like, why did you go back to work? And you're like, I just need, like, somewhere to cry. And, like, I can do it here. And then I have this whole other pillow, which is like, I'm a millionaire. I have a pair of Colorado socks down in there somewhere. You see them? And then here is, like, my most prized possession. It's not even mine. This is the man of my dreams, is who I did have closure with, but then this came to me after we had closure, and I'm like, it's gonna be his. This is a 1977 Pontiac Firebird model car. It's gonna be nothing about this car, specifically the year, make, and model, is connected to him. It's just that fine I am painting where I'm in 4 years old, being the engine of this family for 1991. The painting that all my dad's work for the next 25, 30 years was inextricably linked to me and my name and likeness, and I was never paid. And now the painting is missing, and it was put up for sale for $8,000. I could use $8,000, and the people at Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania know that, and they are boomers. So, but the painting's missing. My dad probably sold it and kept the money, and is still driving the SUV that my first stepdad paid for, that should probably belong to me, because we had it in Charleston and we kept it full of gas. Gas was like $4 a gallon, because we were always concerned about dad's in the hospital. We need to be able to get to him because we were responsible. Because we're millennials, we have to be, for surviving divorces over and over. Okay, let's continue on to tour. Here is the spacious bathroom with a very razzle dazzle and like a peak of flare with a shower curtain. Now, one item I want to point your attention to is my Dr. Teal's foaming bath with pure Epsom salt, shea butter, and almond oil to soften and moisturize. Bubble bath stuff. You might think homeless people are just like doing crack all the time. Well, I've never stolen bubble bath mix, but this, I can tell you, me and all these good looking homeless men, I'm just, you know, helping out, and they're helping me. We're just, we love taking bubble baths. Me and Stevie love taking bubble baths. Me and Stevie took bubble baths, and then we would watch Mariah Carey on TV take her bubble bath. And we're like, oh, she's copying us. That's good old times. I love you, Stevie. And then I have, there is like a whole trash bag full of like little Radisson Hotel, which is, this is not Radisson, shampoos and lotions. And the way, like, how did I end up with, like, I don't have much, but I have like 37 little lotions? Well, because I was in line to get a coat and they were right there, and I was just like, well, you know, I've got to prepare for the future. And I was at the homeless shelter, that permanent bed homeless shelter. I was late one time by 8 minutes because someone made a wrong turn, and I can't get back in there now. It's winter. And so I was just like, well, you know, what I think I can do in this moment, right this second, right now, to improve my life, is grab all the lotions that they're going to let me have. So here's the bathroom. There's not a shower stopper. So lucky you, could be a little more luckier with one of them. But I improvised. I took my bubble bath last night. Man, you just get old and homeless, or still young, and nobody loves you, but that hot water and that bubble bath do. Every time. And there's the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. Here's the bathroom. Here's the kitchen. I don't know why. Like, you think like maybe Colorado or County Denver would be like, you know what, a door right here would be. Wait, what is the layout of this place? So as you can tell, I am very happy to be here. But we're gonna start looking at, let's examine the product I have. And all of this stuff right here, and all this stuff that you saw, that's my belongings in the wardrobe, everything was on one back. Sure was. Carried up here. Has to be. Who else cares enough to be here for me? You know? Our friend Josh did give me a ride for some of the things, but I carried all of this up my own, and all the food was one trip and 3 different bus transfers. And I did ask at the food bank, can we get an Uber? Because that Medevac, 1 thing per year, is about to expire in a year, and they were just like, no, we can't. So, they need to work on their customer service. But so does Chrissy White. Operations manager at Dish, right down the road from Bluewell, Bramwell, Home Millionaires, community that just financed the best life for my dad by him paintings of their own homes. And they paid hundreds of dollars for that, every one of them. Something they didn't need, and they are going to just keep learning more and more about that, and maybe being motivated to help me and find out why my dad's sleeping with a 7-year-old boy. It'd be the greatest thing, praise the Lord. So I have canned diced tomatoes, 2 things of ravioli, 4 chicken noodle soups. I have pineapple chunks and more in the refrigerator, because this is, you don't need a can opener. The canned soup, you don't need a can opener. My apples here, just love to stay healthy with my apples. I have a pumpkin pie I got into last night. I have got like 10 of these chickens, and we're just gonna be eating that out of the, like with a plastic fork. If you go to 7-Eleven, they give you 1. They're like hidden behind the counter, because there's so many homeless people that like need forks. They're just like, you get 1. And then I have what just fell down. My microwave is kind of like my, there's not any shelves here. Yeah, the bathroom is like right there. So random, but it is a kitchen. I have a microwave, I have a stove, I have an oven, I have a sink. No stopper again, but I have a sink. I have some ramen noodles. I have 3 bags of pretzels, a whole bunch of oatmeal, at the food bank. This is just kind of like, as much as you can of that apple cinnamon oatmeal. Because you don't need, if you're noticing this, I have all this food, just what was available at the food bank. I have like peanut butter and jelly, but I don't have any bread because I can't carry all of this, and bread's big. I can't carry the bread. I can't just stop and pick around. What if I slip on the ice? Yesterday there was a bunch of ice. What if I slip and fall and get hit by a car and die? That quick. All the time. 16 times more likely to die. I got my pancake mix, but no pan. I got a whole pound of sugar. I don't know what I'm going to do, except probably just do that Maroon 5 song and just feel sexy with Pepsi. I'll go over there and get me a Pepsi on January 6th, make my food stamps. I got garlic, so I've got my minced garlic, which is kind of like a real hoity-toity, people at homes, rich people thing. But like, I ain't got a pan to put garlic in. So I'm away. I got my salt. And then I have a whole bunch of these Oreo mini this. And I just took a whole bunch, and I was just thinking about the food bank people are mean about that Uber ride. I was just like, you know what? They know that serenity prayer, and they're just accepting things they cannot change. Like, I'm just going to take all them Oreos. Couldn't take the bread, but the Oreos, they stick together a little better. So, that is pretty much the tour. There ain't no magic happening here. And I just remembered something I want to include in this video. I remember a time magic was about to happen. Could have happened. It was the man of my dreams was last, Nate, I'm back in Denver. And I've been thinking about you. Why don't you just quit that job and come give it to me good? Like on Wendy Williams. I was like, you know what? I was sitting there looking at that mean old man in that warehouse and just being like, I hate being here. But what would my mama do? She said, this isn't good enough. I was like, you know what? I want to go over there, find that dreamy man of my dreams, and kiss him on the mouth the first time, and just not stop. When I stop, say, will you marry me? I was ready to do that, but I was like, you know what? That ain't right. Don't go blow off work. I asked someone to marry you. If you're gonna go homeless, you need to work. So I did. I went homeless anyway. And I think we still love each other. But he's in love with someone else. And I don't get that. I love everything about that man. Includes everyone he loves. But this is where Nate will be getting rest. And chilling until January 10th. And, you know, it's like, this was a 20-minute part of my day. But it's important because once it's on YouTube, it's on there to educate forever. So everybody at Yale University can just be like, oh my gosh, we really shouldn't have kicked him out over 400 days ago. And I'm like, I know. So, I don't really know what to do with ending. I was gonna do like, Tammy loved cooking with Nate because I did a cooking with Nate video. And I just wanted to, like, I called her today. I was like, Tammy, not Tammy Wynette, a different Tammy. Can't call Tammy Wynette anymore. But like, if you're watching this video and you're like, you know what, dadgummit, I'm gonna send Nate $10 so he can go down to Goodwill and get him a pan. It'd be a great thing to do. If you got me a pan, I actually, like a pan to cook eggs in, I actually need to give someone that because I put oil in the wrong burner and burn it up, the pan. If you give me a pan, you be actually helping 2 people. Me and the man that I stayed with that before I got here. I need to replace his pan. And I need a pan right now. And I have eggs in the refrigerator that I can't do anything with because I have no utensils. So you figure it out.